Hi Marie. Welcome to Yes Amazing podcast. Yeah, it's been a while. I remember the first time we sent you like text message or like DM.
Yeah, it must have
That was a
couple years
a year
ago.
and a half ago.
A year and a half ago, yeah.
Can you believe this?
Yeah.
Time flies.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to say that I'm a big fan. You're so talented, and your energy on stage. I saw that happening. It's incredible, and you have such a beautiful family. Your kids, and also Chris. I think is a survivor. Really admire his story. I think you're still going through that, but it's really. Anyways, he's a survivor for sure.
Thank you.
So I'm happy to be here today. I've been waiting for this moment, and but none of this would be possible without Pugger's video production. And David, he's here and he's behind the cameras today, and he's definitely he's one of the most creative guys I ever worked with. And please check their website if you're looking for a video production or video editing for a next project. They also have this beautiful space. We're here today, located in Burnaby, BC, for podcasts, interviews, videos. So Purgers, thanks, David, for all of your support. And today, I want to say I'm wearing this T-shirt, which is made by a Vancouver business. It's a local Vancouver business, and it's called Ichi Fontaine.
I love it.
She's the owner of this handmade brand. She does all of the designs and she makes bags and accessories inspired by Japanese culture and everyday life. So if you're watching this episode, you can get 10% discount by using this promo code, Yes Amazing Podcast. And I'll leave her website in the description below. And she also sent you like a little gift.
Oh, for me?
Yeah, that's for you.
Oh, thank you.
You might want to open it.
Thank you, Ichi. Yes, I would love to. I love that design, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to cats, but my daughter loves cats. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, these are keychains with snacks from Hong Kong.
Yep.
Not sure if you recognize that.
Of course, I recognize this one. This one is, it says different things, but the design itself I recognize.
Okay. Is that part of your memories? Or?
Yep, definitely. I spent a lot of time in Asia when I was in Macau.
Yeah, I went to Macau.
Yep. Yeah. And so going to the grocery stores, you see chip bags like this.
They're very popular.
Yes. There. Oh, yeah. I can tell by the design. The words enthusiastic and passionate are not the words that are on the package, but definitely this too. This is dried squid. And I used to eat a lot of dried squid. I was on a dried squid path when I was younger. I think I was probably at BCIT. I can recall it now. BCIT, studying late nights, eating
this
dried squid.
Yeah. Okay.
So thank you. That's
Fontaine,
really sweet.
She's from Hong Kong. She's been living in Canada for I think over 10 years.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and then I was talking to her like
Fontaine Ma.
She thought that maybe that's part of her childhood memories.
Oh, well, both of them are very memorable for me. So thank you so much.
So you were born and raised in Canada, right? But your parents are from Hong Kong.
Yeah, so they went to Hong Kong when they were quite young. I think they were raised in Hong Kong. They were born in China. And they came here when they were, when my mom immigrated to Victoria when she was in high school.
So they met in Canada,
actually. They met in Victoria at UVic.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my dad immigrated to this area when he was of college age. So he went to UVic. My mom went to UVic, and that's where they met. They met at a library.
Okay. And, but eventually they moved from Victoria to Richmond.
To Richmond, yes.
Right.
Yes.
When did that happen? Do you know that?
Probably about 40, maybe 50 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
A long time ago. Yeah.
Have you ever asked them what was the reason they decided to leave Hong Kong? That was a typical immigration story, like trying to get a better life.
Yeah, try to get a better life. With my dad, he wanted to get a different type of education. So, actually, they both came here for education, I think, is probably more so. My dad specifically came here for education. My mom came here to get a better life with her entire family. Yeah. Okay. So when my dad came here, his parents were still in Hong Kong.
But your mom, she did bring her parents with her.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And my mom was part of, my mom's family and her siblings were all part of that generation that started corner stores. You know, the Asian corner stores.
That's in Victoria.
In Victoria.
Okay.
And then they would have, like, some of her siblings still own corner stores, and they would have their homes and behind it. So it's like part of their business was part of their home, which was pretty cool. When I was growing up, we would, go to Victoria a couple times a year, Christmas time, to see her mom, to see my grandma. We would visit our cousins, and I remember distinctly going to one of the corner stores, and I'll never forget that smell. But also, I love candy. Big fan of like
sugar.
Sour keys specifically. I love sour keys. But I remember going into the store and my cousins being like, "Take whatever you want," and I'm like, "What?
Can I? Like,
can I?" So those big sour keys, like the big ones, are my favorite, and I'll always really have those memories of going to my cousin's corner store with connected to those big sour keys.
So that was after you guys moved to Richmond.
Yeah, no, I was born and raised in Richmond, so I never spent like.
So you were just visiting Victoria.
Just visiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what were your some of the main traditions your parents really wanted to keep alive?
Traditions?
Yeah.
Chinese traditions? Well, we have Lunar New Year is a big one.
Yeah.
I did go to Chinese school when I was younger. So not Chinese, like not school, not like elementary school, but I would go, after school one time a week sort of thing. So I learned how to write a little bit, write characters. I learned, which still, I still know some. Yeah. It's crazy what you retain when you're young. I know how to speak a little bit. Yeah. So that was something that my parents really tried to keep.
Yeah.
In the family, is that sort of tradition. So like the typical celebratory things that happen during the year. Chinese
special
New Year.
dates.
Yeah, Lunar New Year, Mid-Autumn Festival, which just happened. So we all went out for dinner that night for Mid-Autumn Festival. Yeah.
Okay.
What else do we do?
And how would you describe your life growing up Asian in Richmond, BC?
Yeah. Well, I believe my parents.
Some people, they don't know, right? Richmond is it's a city that is well known by its Asian influences.
Oh yeah.
And Chinese community.
The Chinese community and the Asian community is
big
huge.
Community, right?
Specifically, also food. The food in Richmond is superior to all other places, I think, in probably all of Canada.
Yeah.
Like Richmond is so well known for their food, especially the food courts. The food courts are so well known. It's been a while since I've been to Aberdeen or Parker Place. I should go.
Richmond Night Market, right? I've never been there.
The night market is a bit of a different thing. It's really busy. all of the items are really expensive. The food is great, but if you want like real authentic like street food sort of thing, I would definitely go to Aberdeen or Parker Place, or there's a few others that I can't recall right now. But yeah, really good Chinese food. But yeah, growing up in Richmond, we had just talked about this, but I feel like it was quite a melting pot of cultures. Back, however many years ago, it's much more, full of Chinese and Asians now, but I really do feel like, back when I was growing up in Richmond, it was much more multicultural. And yeah, it was my parents. I really do believe that they adopted the Canadian culture a lot easier and a lot faster than some other immigrant families that I know. Okay. So a lot of the Western ways, they would adopt that a lot easier and a lot faster. They tried to get us to learn Chinese, like I said, but they succeeded with my two brothers. They just didn't succeed so much with me.
You're not.
Yeah. Well, also, when you're in high school and elementary school, really it's about who you hang out with. My younger brother hung out with a lot of Asians that spoke Chinese versus me, where I hung out with Asians, but the ones that didn't speak Chinese.
I was going to ask you, did you have many like Asian friends because you were living in Richmond?
Yeah. No, I had Asian friends. It was just the ones that didn't speak Chinese as much. I didn't speak with them versus my younger brother who spoke Chinese a lot with his friends growing up. And then my older brother actually lives in Hong Kong now. So, and he has partnered up with a wife that is from Hong Kong. Yeah. And her parents don't speak much English. So him being in Hong Kong and having to speak to his in-laws in Chinese, he's had to adopt the language a lot faster and a lot kind of sort of forced to. Yeah. Which is great for him. I really wish that I had stuck with it and learned more Chinese.
Is there any reason you didn't want to?
Maybe I just wanted to rebel. I don't know.
You were more like
I don't know.
Like me, didn't want to learn Japanese when I was young.
But you regret it now, right? Do you regret it now?
I regret it now.
Yeah, I regret it. Of course.
Yeah.
But at that time, it's such a grind. Like your parents are forcing you to do something, and I'm just like, I don't want to do it because you're forcing me to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen with your brothers, like your siblings, right?
Yeah. No, it's just because my younger brother Martin had Asian friends that spoke Chinese to him, and they spoke together. And I guess his friends' parents kept that Chinese culture a little closer than my parents did.
Yeah. That was actually my next question, because I thought that being more exposed to, in your case, to Chinese culture, that would actually help you to, to connect with your roots. But sometimes it works, but not necessarily to everyone, right?
Yeah. No, I think that I feel connected to my cultural roots and my heritage. I do feel connected. When I drive through Chinatown, I really feel like that's a part of me. Like that area, I feel like it's a part of me, and I feel like I belong. Otherwise, we live in Canada, right? Like where I guess when my parents came over here, they assumed that they had to assimilate to survive.
Yeah, I think
they had to learn English. They had to, go to school and earn a degree, and all of these things. I guess also their parents had, instructed them that they have to assimilate. Yeah. They have to adopt some Western ways in order to survive and to succeed. So I guess it was their parents and their upbringing as well. It's like, when you're going to a new country, you have to learn to speak the language.
And it was also about you, right? You were different than siblings, and you had a different perspective of, you didn't want to because they were like forcing you, like that was actually doing the opposite, right?
Yeah, I think so. And every person is different, right? You know, my brothers both adopted more of the Chinese culture, whereas with me, maybe not so much. But, you know, I still do feel like I belong. You know, I still feel like I'm Chinese, like you said. When someone asks me what what I identify myself with, I identify as Chinese. So, yeah, I do feel like I'm proud to be Chinese. I'm proud to be Asian.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about your music career, and I believe that now your parents are now, you know, one of your biggest fans.
My parents? Yeah.
Probably.
They are, definitely.
And but being raised by first generation immigrant parents can be challenging sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So my question is, can you tell a bit of your musical journey and also having, you know, like, or trying to meet your parents' expectations?
Well, growing up, my older brother was a troublemaker. Like, he was a real troublemaker. He got into a lot of fights and didn't do well at school. And and then when I came along, I think he had already paved the way for me to kind of sort of do what I wanted because I was better behaved than him. You know, at the end of the day, my younger brother is a lawyer and he has his law degree and he has his MBA. So at the end of the day, I think, and my older brother is in sales. I'm happy doing, I think my parents have really won the lottery in that sense because we're all three of us are happy, we're successful in what we do and we are enjoying life. But when we were growing up, I think a lot of, if you're of Chinese descent and you're listening to this podcast, will understand that your parents, your Asian parents that have immigrated here from China or Hong Kong will always want you to become something better than, well, I mean, all immigrants want their kids to become better than what they have done for themselves. But mostly for the Chinese, you want your kids to be doctors and lawyers and engineers and these professions that are more, they're just higher class professions, which I get, like your parents want you to succeed and be happy in what, not be so happy in what they do, but succeed and make money, to have a better life. And so I understand that point of view. However, there's more to life than just making money and being successful in, your career. There's other things. There's more to life than that, right? So my parents, thankfully, didn't push us to only become doctors and accountants and lawyers. It wasn't so much like that. However, my immigrant parents were also really, really hard workers and tried really hard to make ends meet and put food on the table. My dad worked 6 days a week, so sometimes really late into the night. And my mom was a school teacher. She's an elementary school teacher that used to teach kindergarten, like primary age, as well as library. She took a break from work to be a stay-at-home mom, which was like a really big sacrifice.
For sure.
For an immigrant family.
Yeah.
Huge sacrifice.
They don't want to stop working.
For a family,
making
for
money,
a family that is, not rich to begin with. We weren't wealthy, So, but I think my mom made a really good decision for her to not only raise us, but to be the person to provide, love and support for us. She stopped work, or she started to go back to working full time when my younger brother was in maybe grade 4, grade 5. So until then, we had my mom at home the entire time that we were, up until that age.
That's when you started taking piano lessons?
No, we started taking piano lessons younger than that.
Younger than that?
Yeah, yeah. We were in the Royal Conservatory program, and my older brother, like I said, he was a little bit of a troublemaker, and he took the Royal Conservatory schooling until a certain age and was like, I don't want to do this anymore. If you want me to play piano, I want to play music that I like to play. So he got to a point where he was able to play whatever he wanted, which was so great for him. But they still wanted me to continue with Royal Conservatory. And I'm listening to my brother playing things like On Bended Knee by Boyz II Men and like Janet Jackson and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't want to play this classical music. I want to play these songs that I really like too. So I think at that time I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. If you're not going to let me play that music, then I'm not going to play at all. But, just like.
But that's how you were like introduced
to. Yes, I think so. So I am thankful though for that time that I had playing piano and learning it until, whatever level I got to. I'm thankful for that because I really do believe that having that foundation was so beneficial for my ears, specifically my ears, where I'm able to match pitch. I'm able to hear certain harmonies. There's a lot that I attribute my singing to with that time that I had piano lessons that I hated. And just like Chinese school, I feel like I regret not going further with it.
The same for music? You wish you could
Yeah,
continue?
I wish that I could have went a little bit further in piano.
Okay.
But hindsight, it's all good. Yeah. If I want to learn Chinese now. I think the Canadian Chinese Museum, I think they offer adult Chinese lessons, Cantonese lessons. Is
that for free?
No, I think you have to pay for it. I think it's like an actual curriculum. I think I want to look into that. Yeah. Do you know of course, Sophie Louis?
Yeah.
She has been posting some things about her being in Chinese school. And I'm like, I want to do that. I'd be interested.
Why not go for it?
Yeah, go for it, right? I'd be interested. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when was the moment that you decided to, because you got your business degree, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I have my business degree from BCIT.
You've had a corporate job.
I did, yeah.
But when was the moment that you actually decided to, I want to make a living from it? Don't want to work. Don't want to have a 9-to-5 job anymore.
Yeah.
How was that process for you to, first of all, make that decision? Because it was a big decision for sure. And also communicating that to your parents.
Yeah. No, I think that was a really big decision for me. And growing up, my parents were always like, you got to have a degree. You got to have a degree in something. If it's not going to be going on, towards a doctorate or to be a doctor or a nurse or, an accountant or a lawyer, if it's not going to be that, just choose anything. And so I chose this path to become, to get my degree in business marketing. And so when I quit my job, it had been sort of years in the making because I was already performing a lot at that point. So sometimes I would have to, I'd go to a gig midweek, let's say a Wednesday night. And sometimes those gigs will last well into the night. And I wouldn't be home until 2 a.m. I'm totally wired after a gig and I won't be able to sleep until 3:30 or whatever. And then it's you got to wake up to go to work in the morning, and it would be weeks of that. And I was just like, I remember a point where I was like, I am burning the candle at both ends right now. And I'm so tired. I don't have any time for myself. And there was a change in ownership of the company that I was at. And it was like, okay, this is probably a good time to go. And it was like a really, really, really big decision for me. Because at the end of the day, I would be cutting my income in more than half, going from a full-time corporate job to, at plus the income I was making with music, just to making money with music. So like more than half cut, which was scary. But Christopher, my partner, was really supportive in that, and big dreams to write music and create music and release music, and then also try my hand in acting, which didn't turn out very well, but yeah, it was a good decision to make. It was a very brave and courageous decision to make. I'm glad I did it.
When did you like officially communicate to your parents that you're like, okay, I'm gonna leave my job and that's what I want to do?
I honestly,
was that a concern? My question is, was that a concern? Like, I don't.
Yeah, maybe I don't remember because it wasn't too much of a concern for me to tell them. I think I felt like I was a full-fledged adult at that time and I could make my own decisions. My parents have never been extremely influential in any of the decisions I've made as an adult. They come along for the ride and they support me no matter what. And I think that is, I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for my parents in that way.
And probably at that point, they already knew that you were like following a different path.
Yeah, at that time. I think even at that time, they were like, my dad especially is extremely proud of me and my voice and the singing that I've done. I think he appreciates that I have a really good voice, and I think he appreciates that I get recognition for my talent. So even at that time, every restaurant we would go to, he'd be like, "Do you know who this is?" He's pointing at me like, "This is my daughter. Do you know what she does?" And like he'll like get videos off of his phone and like show the waiters and the waitresses. Yeah. And so there was never really a thought in my mind that, oh, my parents are going to be so disappointed. Maybe it was also because I knew that they can't influence any of my decisions anymore because I'm a full-fledged adult. Yeah. I can make any decisions. And also, if I make the mistakes, they'll support me in that as well.
And as I said, they probably knew that at some point.
I knew that going in.
That was going to happen in the future, right?
Yeah. Yeah, some mistakes. Yeah. But yeah, they've been really supportive of everything that I've done. There hasn't been a point where it's like, I'm going to disown you because you're making this decision and I know that it's bad for you. I think they were really good at giving me the space to make these decisions and potentially make the wrong ones to learn from the decisions I've made. So, I really admire their decision to not like reprimand me or like give me grief for quitting. Yeah, they might have been like a little bit, but maybe it's also me. Like it's not like I don't care, because obviously I care about their feelings and how they feel about things, but maybe it's just me. Like I'm pretty headstrong.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I have to confess something, because the first time I watched you singing "O Canada," I think that was on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I remember I thought to myself, is this an Asian woman singing Canada National Anthem? I was really surprised.
Okay.
people may think that I'm stupid or something, but the truth is, I grew up listening like mostly known Asian singers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the moment I saw you, I was like, "What's going on?" And it's Canada national anthem, and because like the music industry now for Asian artists is now booming right across the globe. Example like K-pop, Demon Hunters,
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't all that hype when you started your career in music, right? When you were doing the audition for the Vancouver Whitecaps back in 2011, being an Asian singer, like, did you ever think that this could be sort of a drawback when you were doing the auditions?
Absolutely not. There was never a thought that crossed my mind thinking that I might not have an advantage only because of the color of my skin or my cultural heritage. That didn't even cross my mind, actually. No one's ever asked me that question.
Okay.
Yeah. No, to me, it's about your talent and your skill. It's not about your cultural heritage.
Were there like other Asian singers?
Yeah, there was another girl.
Okay, maybe.
She's a Filipino girl. Her name is Donna. Shout out to Donna. She's great. She's awesome. She's an actor. She's a Filipino actor, and she's like paving the way for representation with the Filipino community. And then there were 2 Caucasian other singers. So there was the 4 of us that were the finalists.
Yeah.
And it never crossed my mind. It never crossed my mind that maybe the white guy would get it because he's a white guy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. To me, it was always, and it is still more merit than it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Maybe because it was you, because you were like that confident and you really wanted to be selected, right? And then maybe that was something that actually helped you to not to have these other thoughts.
Yeah.
When you were doing the
Possibly.
auditions,
Possibly. I also maybe think it's the way that I was brought up. That I don't think of race first. I never think race first. Yeah, maybe it was just the way that I was brought up. Even when you were like growing
up, you haven't had any.
No.
Have you ever had any?
I mean,
like
I'll give you
microaggressions kind of thing, jokes here and there, or.
I don't think so. I think maybe when I've really first experienced a difference in culture was when I was playing basketball, and all of the Caucasian girls started growing taller and taller and taller, and I didn't grow as tall as them. And I think maybe that's when I first realized, like, the playing field is not even here. It's not, but it was more so like physical than it was race.
So you thought you were not that, tall like the other guys because you were Asian. That
Yes, and I mean that's pretty obvious, right? Like Asian people don't grow as tall as white people do. And then all the girls started growing taller and taller and getting stronger, and then I stopped getting playing time. Probably also because I wasn't as talented as them, which is obvious now. I wasn't as talented as them. But the physical part of it was probably more the obvious thing. It's like, okay, so white girls grow taller. Asian girls don't grow as tall as them.
Yeah.
Therefore, we don't get the advantage of our height, which then means that we probably won't get as much playing time, right? So I think that was probably like the first incident of like first thing I can remember of race being a factor in how I was living. Because I wanted to play basketball with, I wanted to compete higher level than I was, but I didn't get there.
Did you continue playing basketball, or was something that you had that
I still
kind of
played.
thought, and you kind of ignored that and continue playing it.
I still played, just not at the same level as they did.
Right.
Yeah. I played until maybe about 5 years ago when I realized that like my body is breaking down. So really, it's about age is nothing but nothing else.
An aging issue, right?
Yeah.
So you have recently posted a photo of your daughter's birthday party with an Asian Anna from the animated film Frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And your comment, I'm going to read your words here.
Sure.
Your comment was, I'm so excited to meet an Asian Anna with similar skin tone and facial features as my daughter. And I remember I immediately sent you a message saying, like, I've never seen an Asian Anna. Mm-hmm. And I was, how cool was that, right? And
yeah.
That was actually planned? Like, did you choose an Asian Anna for your daughter's birthday?
No, I didn't, actually. So what happened was I mean, my daughter just turned 5. And this is sort of like maybe the last years of it being like a magical, her imagination is just like wild right now, right? And I feel like maybe 5, 6, 7 is kind of when that ends a little bit, which is really sad.
Maybe after 7. Yeah, my daughter, she's turning 8. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's like this is the time that I need to do it. Yeah. To hire the Anna and the Anna and the Elsa. And or whoever it is. It doesn't matter what she just, we love those songs, right? We sing the Frozen songs all the time. But I looked online for singing princesses. And one of the companies that came up was a company that actually some of my friends have worked for. They're called Pacific Fairy Tales. They're a great company. Fantastic. They had a roster of however many singers, and they're all working musicians that work in theater or work on like at Disneyland or like work on the cruise ships. And so they're all working musicians and they're all fantastic trained singers. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with this company. And when I was registering, there's a box that you can tick down below. And the box said something to the effect of, I'm excited about having a princess of any cultural background as portraying the princess that I choose. So I ticked that box because I was more concerned with booking the princesses than I was with anything else. I just wanted to book them. Two princesses have to be at my daughter's birthday party, and that's it. Doesn't matter who you are or what you do, just be there. So I ticked the box, and in hopes that, at least we'll have 2 people coming in. And she messages me back and she says, oh, okay, I have these 2 really fantastic princesses and they'll come and do a great job. And I went onto their website and I looked at who they were, and it honestly didn't even cross my mind that one of them was Asian at that point.
You did notice.
I did notice. Obviously, she's an Asian woman. She has an Asian name. But looking back at the process of what happened, I honestly didn't even think like, oh, she's going to be an Asian Anna or Elsa. Cool. It didn't like bother me at all.
Okay.
And or it didn't excite me either. I was just like, great, we have 2 people. And so by the time she came in, I think it was my son that saw her outside of the window. And he comes out to me and he's like, I don't think that's the real Anna.
Wow.
And I looked over and I was like, oh, yeah, she's Asian. I'm like, well, I can't remember what I said. But at that point, my son, who's almost 7, he doesn't believe it anyways. And so it didn't really matter at that time. When he came up to me, I was like, well, let your sister believe it. Like, please let your sister believe it. But she came in and she was this beautiful Asian Anna. And it was like, that's so great. You know, you're an Asian Anna. And I love that Pacific Fairy Tales creates opportunities for the Asian woman to be any of the princesses if that box is ticked. I hope that box is ticked more often than not, but I don't know. Who knows? But then, yes, so they Pacific Fairy Tales reposted one of Tatiana, I think her name is Tiana. I think her name is Tiana. Reposted one of her getting ready videos, and that was the thing that I reposted that you had replied on.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was so genius. Then it dawned on me that it was like, yeah, I think it's so fantastic that this Asian woman is playing the role of Anna, even though she's a Caucasian person in the movie. And my daughter gets to see that representation in these Disney princesses, even though what she sees on the big screen is a Caucasian woman.
Different.
Yeah. But I also think, I'm also in the realm of performers, and she gets to see me perform all the time in front of thousands of people. And so I also think that maybe it's not as special because she sees me performing and I look like her, but
she probably already got used to that.
Yeah, maybe she's already used to it, but I also can see how revolutionary that can be for a little Asian girl to see that there's an Asian princess that's, representing her cultural heritage.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because not sure if you remember when my daughter and we went to Gastown to see you performing live.
That, yeah.
So yeah, I wanted her to have that experience, to see a live band playing with the real orchestra, mm-hmm. right? And for the very first time. And also because you were like the lead singer.
Oh.
Right. So I don't think she actually realized that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think and that's something we believe, my wife and I, like that it's important for you to expose your children to sort of an Asian representation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're mixed, my kids are mixed,
mm-hmm.
by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But is this something that do you have this conversation with Chris, like about, representation and exposing your kids to, like, I know it wasn't actually planned,
mm-hmm.
the
mm-hmm.
Asian Anna. Is this something is that part of your conversation, like at home, like, let's do this because I want my kids to, grow up having different idea of being Asian?
I would probably say no. It's a good point. And I think that maybe in the future, I'll think about it more often just because you're bringing it up to me now. Maybe it's also the way I was brought up. It's like I was around a lot of I was around all these sorts of different cultures, and it was really a melting pot in Richmond. But Christopher might say something different to you just because he is one Asian out of probably 20, maybe. Maybe it's a little higher now. Maybe there's like 40 Asian firefighters within the Vancouver Fire Department, and the rest are the majority is right. Caucasian. There's over 800. I think there's almost 900 firefighters in the fire department in Vancouver. And so that's a very small amount, a very small percentage. So he also used to head the group, like the Asian members group within the fire department, where they would have, like a WhatsApp group, and they would chat and try and get, together to create initiatives to help with the multicultural aspects of the fire department. So he might actually have a different answer for you. But him and I have actually never spoken about how to keep our culture within our family and how representation matters, which I think is maybe something that we definitely need to talk about with our kids. Yeah.
Yeah. But it would definitely affect not only your family or your kids when they see you singing in front of thousands of people, but like for other families like mine, having my daughter, like to get to that opportunity to see an Asian singer, being the lead singer, and that I think that's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing her. Thank you for coming. I mean, first of all, but
yeah.
Thank you for bringing her, and thank you for making that point. Did you express that to her?
Not really.
No.
But I think that somehow.
But that was your intention.
That was my
partly
intention.
your intention.
Yeah, part of it. Yeah.
Wow.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. No. That topic doesn't. It's not top of mind for me. I feel like maybe I've just never been sort of, I don't want to say threatened because I think that's too harsh of a word, but it's never, my culture has never, I've never second guessed it it's never been something that I've been like overtly worried about, that I'm more maybe like second class because of my culture. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyways, so that's my final question.
Oh, okay.
So you've done so many interviews, and I've tried to read and watch most of them. And there's something that actually grabbed my attention, which is you always say I'm Chinese and also immigrant parents. What makes you proud to be Asian?
Well, I am Chinese. I'm proud of my parents. I'm proud of what they've overcome to be here, to be as successful as they are. I'm proud that they chose to come here, whether it was their families or it was their own choice. I'm proud that they chose to come here to have children, to give us a better life, to give us a more free life, to choose whatever we want to do. I'm proud of our heritage, our shared heritage, and I'm really proud to teach that to our children. It's what makes me who I am, and although I'm not as close to the heritage as I really wish that I could be, I really wish that I could be fluent in Chinese. I really wish that I could go to a restaurant and be like, I want that in Chinese. It's not something that
doesn't make you
do.
less.
It doesn't.
Chinese,
yes, it doesn't make me less
Asian,
Chinese.
right.
But I think it's a given that I'm Canadian. I speak like a Canadian. I have a Canadian passport. I live in Canada, and that's a given. But when people ask me who I am, what's my race, what's my culture, I'll always say Chinese.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually don't even say Chinese Canadian or Canadian Chinese.
No,
I don't say it.
You just
I don't know. No one's ever asked me that question. This is really interesting. It's an interesting take on what's behind it. What's behind it? I'm not sure. I'm just proud to be Canadian. I'm proud to be Canadian, but I'm also really proud to be Chinese. Proud of where I came from. Proud of my heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, when I do go to Hong Kong, on the occasion that I do go to Hong Kong, I feel like I belong. I don't feel like too much of an outsider.
Yeah. You're not from there, but you have that connection.
But I do have that connection. Yeah. Although, maybe this is a side story, but when I was in Macau, the culture shock there was huge for me. It was really big. I went there when I was in my early 20s, and we were very used to the Canadian way and how Canadians operate, and how even just like something simple as giving me space. If you're lining up in a line, you're waiting in a line.
Make sure you're not too close.
Yeah, we're never too close. If you're too close, you give the guy like the side eye, right? But people in China and Macau, even probably in Hong Kong, maybe I'm okay with that now, but it's just like they stand so close to you. Even just something so simple as that. But yeah, the culture shock to me was huge when I entered Macau, and I initially was like, oh yeah, Macau's in like close to Hong Kong. It's in China. Those are my people. But Macau, I think, is a bit different. It's like a casino part of like the Vegas part of China, and so maybe it attracts a certain type of person. But it was quite a culture shock for me, I have to admit, going there. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice to see that even though it's completely different, you can still feel that you belong.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah.
To that place.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yes.
And yeah.
Thanks for asking some really different and insightful questions that I'm probably going to continue thinking about as I leave here, about my culture and my background. So thank you.
Thank you.